Guys, welcome to today's video. I'm super excited. I am sharing my third grader's kind of homeschool routine. She is my middle daughter. She's 9 years old, and so I'm going to share kind of her routine doing homeschool stuff. Some curriculum we do together as a family, some stuff she does independently, and so I hope this helps any of you that maybe have a third grader or have an upcoming third grader to see how her school day flows. I do want to say thank you to Night Zookeeper for sponsoring today's video. We've been using Night Zookeeper in our homeschool for 4 years since we started homeschooling. It is a great language arts program. It is geared towards kids ages 6 to 12, so it has worked perfectly, especially for my middle daughter. She has used it, I'm pretty sure, since the beginning of her homeschool journey. And so you're going to see how I incorporate Night Zookeeper. I'm also a working homeschool mom, so I can't always do every subject with my kids. So I do kind of depend on them to be a little independent, and Night Zookeeper has helped us with that a lot. So later on in the video, I'm going to show you when she logs on to Night Zookeeper and how all of that works. So I hope you guys enjoy seeing my third grader's homeschool routine. I will say my third grader definitely thrives on routine. She is notorious for making these kind of like daily checklists, and so today is Wednesday. And so you can see she has it scheduled to make her bed, mark her calendar, open her blinds, stretch, get ready, eat breakfast, play, school, math, lunch, which that's what we'll be showing today, chores, play, dinner. So I just thought that was like, you have to understand the kind of kid she is. She's very scheduled. So we'll kind of see her morning and then get into our school day.
So she decided to read this morning. I will always find her in her little reading nook, and that's how she decided to start her day while we were waiting for her sister to get ready for school.
This Friday is Groundhog Day.
Yeah.
But can we watch a video of the Groundhog Day?
Moment, it's Wednesday, January 31st, and this is World Lunch.
You're going to see a lot of crossover with my two daughters. They do a lot of subjects together, and we do normally start our homeschool day together. And so we are starting off this morning watching World Watch News, learning about current events that are happening. Both my girls have really been enjoying this. I tried it a couple years ago, and I think my middle daughter was a little too young, but she's at the perfect age now. And so this has been a great addition to our homeschool. Right after we watch the news, we're going to jump into some of our language arts. There are some language arts subjects that my girls do together, but in this scene, I'm working just with my third grader on her Moving Beyond the Page reading unit. I had to cover some topics with her, get her ready for some of her assignments for the day, and just make sure she understands some of the concepts and terms. This unit is a little heavy. It's talking about discrimination and injustice, and so a lot of discussions going on here with her. As you can see, my middle daughter has moved to her room with her laptop. So what we were just doing is their individual language arts reading units, and at this time they're both working on more age appropriate levels. So that means my fifth grader takes a little bit longer to complete her portion of the work, and I don't want to move on to another group subject. So at this time, this is where Night Zookeeper really comes in and is amazing. This is how I've always used Night Zookeeper, is to kind of keep my middle daughter occupied and still learning in that subject while my older daughter is still working through stuff. So this is completely independent for my third grader. She knows how to log in. She knows how to complete her activities because she's been using it for so many years. But this is also a really great tool if you have a child who's maybe not super literate with computers. This is a safe, easy website for them to log on. There's lots of interactive games, and again, it's all based on language arts. So there is spelling, vocabulary, handwriting, and I love all of the activities, and I really love the parent portal as well. And I'm going to switch the screen around so you can see my parent portal and what I really love about Night Zookeeper. All right, so I'm on like the parent dashboard part, and so what I really like about this is I can come back in here and kind of check the work my daughter's been doing. I can check her writing, and then I'm going to show you my favorite feature of Night Zookeeper. So this is her summary. It kind of just shows, what she's been working on, how much writing, how many challenges she's been doing, how many animals. It is obviously called Night Zookeeper, so they get to create their own creative animals, and those play a part of their journey in Night Zookeeper. So this is where my favorite feature exists. These are her writing stories, so I get to read her writing. But then what Night Zookeeper does is they actually will provide comments back about their writing. So they normally take a few days, so I can't obviously see the comments on ones she just completed today, but this one she completed a couple days ago, and we click on one comment. We can see that they always are super positive. They love the adventure stories, but they always give really good advice. So they will suggest, why don't you use this word instead of this word? Can you do an extra challenge? And so I really like that because this is someone else giving feedback on their writing. I could read this, I could print it out, write my comments, but I do think there is a benefit of having someone else, another teacher, read their writing and provide some feedback. So this has always been my favorite feature from Night Zookeeper, and I absolutely love being able to kind of get this feedback, and my daughter really enjoys it as well. Today, my daughter spent about 20 minutes playing some different challenge games, creating some animals, and submitting some different writing activities. This again worked perfectly as my older daughter was finishing up some of her language arts stuff. This keeps my middle daughter engaged, still kind of in that language arts aspect, and she really enjoys it. And again, I get to look back and see the comments she gets on her writing, and her skills improve. Joined back at the homeschool table, and we started our science lessons. Those are joint with my 5th and 3rd grade daughter. We are learning about the biosphere and biomes, and today we are getting into the rainforest biome.
All of the other spheres. Think about animals and plants on land and the insects and bacteria in the ground. Of course, people live on land too. That's life in the geosphere. The fish in the ocean and seals on the ice are part of the life that exists in the hydrosphere. You interact with them on beaches and shorelines, as well as on snowy landscapes.
Because we were learning about the rainforest biome, I thought it would be fun to add some art in today. We don't always do art because it does take a lot of time. Both my girls can be little perfectionist, and so I thought today would be a good day to add it in. So I just find these videos on YouTube where they're step-by-step drawing for kids, and so this one is kind of a scene in a jungle with some animals and some leaves, and so they spent about an hour working on this, which is not normal, and it did push out our homeschool day longer than normal, but I do think it was fun to add that in. I love learning about biomes and animals, and so this was definitely fun, a little nice art project to add in to our homeschool day. So that art lesson did take quite some time, and I had some work meetings. So my daughters went ahead and completed their math. Their math is independent. And so you can see here my 3rd grader working through her Saxon math and using her online Nicole the Math Lady. And so this is normally like the last subject she does, but because of the time with the art project today, this kind of got pushed up, I guess we would say, because we still have one more subject to complete after her math. So she's working on her Saxon math now, and then you're going to see her switch over to her Kumon multiplication workbook. I always use the Kumon workbooks as just supplemental for extra specific fact practice, especially multiplication, as she's in 3rd grade, and so she's mastering those facts.
Good news or bad news? You tell me.
Yep,
The last
www.asia class.
It's really pretty easy. Addison, you're on the fence there. Patrick, you're excited?
Final subject of the day was more language arts, writing. They have their video lesson that they needed to finish up from yesterday. They had some paragraphs to write out in their rough draft. So this was our final subject of today.
So this was just that glimpse into kind of my 3rd graders, I don't even want to say routine, because sometimes it doesn't always look exactly like this. As a working mom, there are times where I'm more available than others, and so take this as a one a day of our week of kind of what it looks like. But hopefully you saw kind of the subjects my third grader goes throughout her day, and then you also saw how I balance with the multiple kids, where one kid may be taking longer to work on a subject and we're waiting to move on to a group subject, and so that is where we use resources like Night Zookeeper. It is a great addition to your homeschool. The language arts portion really makes me feel great that if I'm not covering something in language arts, it is definitely covering it. And then I showed you my favorite aspect where they submit their writing and they get real feedback from teachers at Night Zookeeper, and so that just takes something off my plate. I do have that discount code link down below. You don't need to enter anything specific, just click on that link. You will get a free 7-day trial and 50% off if you choose to join. Thanks so much for watching today's video. If you have any questions about my third graders homeschool day, leave those down below in the comments. Thanks so much for watching. Have a great day, guys. Bye.